Hey guys, I want to share this news clip with you all. Um, you've seen where they've canceled DEI all over the country. All of the stores and all of these things have happened. Um, Now, I got to say something about DEI because I think Black Americans was really confused about where they fit into this DEI description, and I'll tell you exactly what that was. DEI was a program that was created for transgendered women, men, white women, uh, and Spanish and other groups. We had affirmative action. So because we had affirmative action, the DEI program was literally put on the books by the Obama administration to make it inclusive for transgendered women and white women and minority women that were like of Spanish background or whatever, right? So blacks felt that it was impeding on them when in fact it really was not. But here's what ended up happening. The same people who created affirmative action, which were the Jews, they're the ones who benefited the most from affirmative action. And here's how I know. When I was a student at a very prestigious college here in this country, I was a part of the Minority Law Association. And when I was a part of the Minority Law Association, the first meeting that I ever went into, it was all white women. It was a lot of white men, and it was a few black people and a few Latinos in this affirmative action program. And I was like, and this was the first time I ever came face to face with having white people call themselves minorities, right? So I was really shocked. I was like, wait, how could this be a program for blacks and for minorities when you have all of these white people sitting in here? So what was disclosed to me is that those people were Jews, and that because they're Jews and they came from this underrepresented background, that they was privy to the affirmative action, right? So what I literally found out was, after doing a little bit more digging and research, is that the group that has benefited the most from affirmative action has been the Jews, right? They benefited greatly from affirmative action. They were the ones who also crafted and created affirmative action, the Urban League, PUSH. These were all of these black so-called organizations that Jews funded and got off the ground, but they were supposed to be for blacks and minorities, just like the BLM, Black Lives Matter. But in fact, it was these undercover operations to steal money from the government under the name of black folks. But black folks, like if you ask a black person, hey, what is the Urban League? You know, they are the NAACP. As a matter of fact, the NAACP is one of the biggest ones. But what is the NAACP? I can go in my Harlem neighborhood now and just ask people. Most people don't even know what it is that the NAACP does, right? So we have not benefited from those programs. But I want to share this news clip with you because this is where we're headed. When Biden opened the borders, he allowed more than 1 million to 2 million Ukrainians to come into New York City, Jewish Ukrainians to come into New York City and flood the city. Not only did they flood the city, they evaporated all of the resources. And I'm going to show you this video showing you what I mean and what I have meant by saying that our programs have been railroaded and given to these people. Now, let me just, I don't see Jews as an underrepresented group. They own the medical industry. They own the legal industry. Okay? They're the ones that's been incarcerating the lawyers and the judges, incarcerating all these black men. Okay? And creating this whole prison nation. Okay? They own the entire entertainment industry. So let me just show you the video. Hold on.
Group of people canceling DEI across America in businesses and schools, except for one group of people. And guess which group of people that is?
8:44, everybody. And a groundbreaking announcement by the U.S. Commerce Department this week will result in a historic expansion for Jewish businesses, not only in New York, but across the country.
Yeah, Jewish businesses will now be classified as minority business enterprises, making them eligible for billions of dollars in grants, contract, and loans.
So now they're going to be getting access to billions of dollars of taxpayers' money for free. DEI is canceled for others, but enhanced for them, huh? Listen to the explanation.
Duvi Honig is the founder and CEO of the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce.
Think about it. The Hispanic community is 19% of the U.S. population. The African American is 15% of the U.S. population. The Jewish population is 2%.
And did you catch that subtlety? 19% Hispanic, 15% black, and 2% Jewish. They're counting themselves and listing themselves as a racial minority, not a religious one. Everybody except for themselves counts them as white. So are they a religious group or racial group? Really, it's whatever benefits them in the moment, isn't it? And the icing on the cake?
Jews are always the underdog. And it doesn't make sense. Like 2% of, we're the biggest, smallest minority in America,
Yeah.
you know? And we had no voice. We had no eligibility to access our taxpayers' dollars as the biggest minority and the biggest suppressed people.
They have no voice? Who owns the media? And they're the biggest oppressed group in America? I would love to see all the fact checkers fact check this, but unfortunately they own all the fact checkers too. We're not waking people up, they're waking people up with their own arrogance, and they're being too blatant about their control of things. They're canceling DEI across America in businesses and schools except for one group.
Okay, guys, I hope you caught that. And I just want to verify those numbers when they say the Hispanic is 19% and the blacks are 15%. They've been telling us that for 400 years now, that we are the minorities. The Hispanic population, yes, there probably are at 19%, but I can guarantee you that we are pretty high in those numbers. We're more than 15% of the population. They tell us that to keep us stagnant. If we believe those numbers, then we're not going to fight for programs that can really help bail us out, like what the Jews just did. Okay? First of all, Biden sent billions and billions of dollars to Israel. Biden also sent billions and billions of dollars and weaponry to the Ukraine. The Ukraine is just, how should I say, an annex of Israel. Okay? They're both Jewish countries, or whatever you want to call it. Right? So when Biden was in office, he allowed at least, like I said, at least 2 million Jews from the Ukraine to come into New York City illegally. And they gave them papers, they gave them taxpayers' money, they gave them welfare. I'm talking to the tune, some of these people were going in the store and they had more than $4,000 on their EBT cards. Okay, and I'm not kidding you. They gave them home loans. They let them come in pregnant and with babies, and they're all over. I live in Harlem. I've been here for 30 years. My building now, almost no blacks, literally almost no Latinos. My building is now filled with Ukrainian Jews. They're all over Harlem. Okay? So if you don't think that this country has been seized and taken over, you better think again. Okay? So, and let me just be very honest, Biden and Trump both have been catering and pandering to the Jews. There's no way that we're supposed to walk up on a stage and see a Jewish flag on an American stage behind the presidency. We're not supposed to see that at all. This is why JFK was assassinated, because he did not want anybody working in the White House in the highest level of government with a dual citizenship. Do you understand me? That's a conflict of interest. A dual citizenship is a conflict of interest. And this is what we've been faced with in this country. Our country has been hijacked by these people. It is time for us to stand up, take it to the streets, and take our country back. Do you understand me? Now they want to suppress free speech, and they got all of our politicians, all of the actors and actresses and the social media influencers in their pockets, okay? Even with that Shannon Sharp bullshit, I'm telling you, that's just a distraction. Please don't be distracted by these people. We're at a very, very crucial time in this nation where, let's just say, anything can happen, okay? It's almost like March Madness. Anything can happen from now. Until when? Okay? Stay woke. It's time for us to come together and eradicate these entities that have taken